You've been lied to. Before you even learned how to speak, you were told you were a sinner, a flawed being, in debt to a distant judge. But I'm here to tell you that that is the greatest deception in human history. You weren't born a sinner. You were born a creator. You're not a victim of scarcity or gravity or the way things are. You came here to remember you are the architect of the experience itself. You've been just suffering from a case of original amnesia. I know this because I lived this version. There was a season in my life where I was working harder than anyone I knew, and still I felt like I was drowning. I'd built my entire life on a blueprint that told me I wasn't enough. That's the lie I'm talking to you about today. I'm not here to sell you a feeling. I'm here to show you the architecture. We live in a culture of enoughness, not enough time, not enough money, not enough worth. This is the frequency of scarcity. When you believe you are a sinner or a victim, you outsource all your power to everything outside of you. You wait for a hero, a paycheck, or a miracle. But a creator doesn't wait for a miracle. You are the miracle in motion. You have forgotten who you are. And during this video, I'm going to remind you. Think about a fractal, a geometric pattern that repeats itself infinitely. No matter how much you zoom in, that's you. You are a fractal of the infinite universe. You contain the same codes as the stars, the same mathematical precision as a DNA strand. If the creator, the universe, God, source is the ocean, you are a drop of that water. And what does that drop of water contain? Every single mineral, every chemical, every property, and the entire essence of the ocean itself. You aren't separate from the power. You are a localized expression of it. Thinkers from Neville Goddard to modern quantum physicists have pointed at this same truth from different angles. This isn't new information. It's ancient information that we keep forgetting. And forgetting is what is costing you everything. Like every great parent, you weren't sent into this world empty-handed. A parent doesn't send their child into the wilderness without tools. You were sent here with a weapon, but it's not a weapon of destruction. It's a weapon of creation. It is the ability to take a thought, something invisible, and through sheer force of your will and focus, make it visible. Imagine you've been driving your entire life using a map that someone else drew. Not a map of where you wanted to go, a map where they needed you to stay. Your parents didn't draw it with malice. Their parents handed it to them, and their parents received it from a system that needed obedient workers more than it needed sovereign creators. The map has a name. It's called your belief system. And right now, without knowing it, you are following it turn by turn, wondering why you keep ending up in the same place. And here's what nobody tells you. The map is not the territory. The map is just an agreement, and agreements can be broken. The first lie written on the map is that the world is something that happens to you, that you are a passenger, that the correct response to life is to react, adapt, endure, and survive. It's not a philosophy. That is a training manual. Survivors don't build new worlds. Survivors manage the one they've been handed. But creators look at the map, set it on fire, and draw a new one. Not out of rebellion, but out of remembrance, because somewhere underneath all the conditioning, underneath the be realistic, know your place, and that's just how it is, there's a version of you that never believed any of it. That version never forgot who it was. That version is exactly who picks up the weapon we're talking about today. So what is this weapon exactly? It's not your hands and it's not your hustle. Your weapon is your attention. In the realm of the infinite, energy flows where attention goes. Every time you focus on what you don't have, You are using your creative weapon to manufacture more lack. You are literally a master at creating. The problem is you've been building a prison instead of a palace. You've been using the most powerful force in the universe to reinforce your own limitations. Modern science is finally catching up to what ancient creators always knew. The observer changes the behavior of the particle. When you look at your life through a lens of a victim, the universe has no choice but to respond to the observation. It mimics your gaze. To pick up your weapon, you have to stop observing what is and start commanding what will be. Scarcity is a story that most of us have been handed before we were even old enough to question it. Now material hardship is real. I'm not standing here telling you, someone who can't pay their bills, that their struggle is imaginary. What I'm telling you is this: the belief that you are permanently defined by your hardship, that people like you don't break through, that belief is not a fact. It's a frequency. A frequency can be changed because you cannot build a life of abundance using the bricks of "I'm not worthy." Every time you say "I can't afford that," or "that never happens to people like me," you are signing a contract with a version of reality that keeps you small. You are a fractal of the creator. The universe, do you think the universe ever says, "I can't afford to grow another galaxy"? No, it expands because that's its nature. Breaking the loop starts with one decision. And that decision is, I am no longer available to this story. Here's what nobody says out loud. A lot of systems and structures that benefit from your smallness need you to keep signing that contract. Your doubt is someone else's dividend. The moment you stop shrinking, you stop being useful to an economy built on your insecurity. That's not a conspiracy. That's just the math of who profits when you stay stuck. Think of your life like a radio. If you're tuned into 88.5 Scarcity FM, you can't get mad when you don't hear the music of abundance. You aren't broken. You're just on the wrong station. But here's the thing most of us have forgotten: how to turn the dial. We've been listening to the static of victimhood for so long, we think that's the only song playing. Conscious architecture. A conscious architect doesn't react to the world. They project onto it. You have to realize that your external reality is just a delayed reflection of your internal blueprint. Start creating from the future back to the present. Don't ask what is possible based on your current bank account. Ask what is possible based on your infinite nature. A creator doesn't look at the wood and see a tree. They see a table. You were not born a sinner. You were not born to crawl or beg for crumbs from a table you built. And make no mistake about it, you built it. Your labor, your attention, your years of believing that you weren't enough. That energy went somewhere. It built someone else's empire that ends today. You are a co-creator of this earth, and the universe is waiting for you to stop constructing someone else's ceiling and start raising your own. You have the weapon, you have the blueprint. The amnesia ends here. If you're ready to shift your frequency for good, not as a concept, but as a practice, the link in my bio is where the work begins. I'll see you in the next reality. Remember who you are.